Yeah, so I might not actually need to be need to put up the team names in the weird area. Hopefully, fingers crossed, right? That there isn't a spectator bug, so I don't need to do some weird disconnect and reconnect. But as I say that, we are gonna be into game number one. This is the first game of the NUS ICG 2022 for Dota 2. And of course, you're joined by me, Perma Sneeze, or Mike, I guess. And I'm here with my co-caster from Australia, Chio.
Hello everyone, looking forward to some really good games.
Yeah, so okay, so quick thing for you guys who are hearing this. There's a bunch of commands, I've already included them in the stream title, but you can find out more about the games with the command ICG. You can find the brackets, the link to the brackets by exclamation mark brackets. And last but not least, if you want to follow the lovely Chio, you can follow her here at guest, already linked to Twitter already. So most likely between games I'll be updating the score, but because these are best of ones, I'll most likely do it in the, you know, in the stream like overlay itself instead of the title, because it's gonna be a bit too hectic. But already straight off the bat, RC4 Dota squad coming coming out with a nice little word, a bit of wordplay here. They got the frog squatting in a little hoodie, so a bit more team solidarity coming out from them than, you know, Tembusu's side.
I think Tembusu just forgot to put their...
Yeah.
Unfortunate, you know.
Yeah.
We wanted some squatting frogs.
Yeah.
You want to talk about any of these bands?
Okay, so I mean, Tinker and OD, very typical mid lane bands, right? Maybe there's a specialty. I mean, the most exciting thing about today is the fact that over the course of today, we're just going to find out more and more about these teams and what they like to play and what their strong heroes are. But this is looking a bit like the WLDL that we usually cast, my friend. The Spirit Breaker band, the Spirit Breaker picked up first pick, of course, still a very strong hero. I would know because I kind of went crazy with it like literally a couple hours ago.
Yeah, that game was pretty insane. They did leave Shadow Demon Urban, who we normally see is a direct response to Spirit Breaker. You have the boulders, which is purgeable, and so being able to get rid of that removes a lot of your survivability.
Yeah.
They banned Bane and Nyx on Tembu, so that will be quite interesting. Nyx is generally a good counter to a lot of like spellcastery type heroes like Jakiro, where you can just stun them out of invis.
Yeah. And maybe Bane just I mean, these are very strong supports, right? Nyx not so much, but the Bane most definitely, and the Nyx can really put a spanner into whatever Jakiro wants to do, right? Because no matter what you do, you're laying out some form of damage over time, and maybe this is a very integral hero to their game plan. But Jakiro generally, unless you play it in the ice off lane manner, which still well could be a thing, it's not really a hero you focus your draft around, right? It's not really this pinnacle hero that dictates the game. It does provide a lot of damage and a lot of slow to chew through that cow right now. So this cow very much barbecuable still at this point, especially with the Shadow Shaman control. Although I don't know how this matches up, because doesn't Bulldoze just shit on you?
I think the boulders gets rid of a lot of what Shadow Shaman wants to do, where you're kind of getting controlled over like a combined like 13-14 seconds with the shackles and the hex.
Yeah.
But it doesn't, like, if you can catch him out with a blink hex, it is instant, so Spirit Breaker's gotta have some nasty reflexes to get that bulldoze off in time.
Dude, it's literally like unstoppable cow versus like literally the guy who can stop you for like 15 seconds at a time. So
Yeah.
so it's a bit of a spear and shield situation we got going on over here, but Dazzle picked up. Interesting. Dazzle.
I couldn't imagine they just won it for the solidarity. You know, Graves always going to be a good pick no matter what you're going, like what kind of draft you're going for.
I guess so,
Poison
but
Touch is good for the lane, but it doesn't strike me as a particularly good support to it to pick Dazzle into.
yeah, and I mean, on top of that, right? Okay, so you already have Jakiro with the damage over time. One of the things that is curious to me is every time you pick a Spirit Breaker, whether it is mid, off lane, or, you know, in that position 4, you generally want to be able to have somebody who can follow up on the charge. Dazzle is not somebody that really comes to mind, and I feel like if you're graving a Spirit Breaker, things have already gone quite wrong.
Yeah, something's gone quite wrong. Normally you're like, your Spirit Breaker in fights will be diving backlines because you want to charge through as many people as you can. And so that means that if you're trying to grave Spirit Breaker, your Dazzle's out of position. And against these two heroes who have so much damage and control, that can be very, very scary.
Yeah.
They banned Viper.
Okay.
On RC4.
Interesting. Okay, so one thing to point out is the thing about the RC4 Dota squad is that they only gave their real names. So we're gonna have a bit of our work cut out for us, trying to match who these players are to you know, their in-game names. But one thing that we know for sure is someone by the name of Albert is a huge Dazzle fan, right? So it really is a comfort thing, right? Albert, his max MMR attained was ancient, but current MMR he doesn't really do ranked matchmaking anymore. So for maybe someone who's not very kind of constantly playing at like a very competitive level and just chilling around, like you said, going for the solidarity of a comfort pick is very important.
Yeah. One thing that I'm sure we've noticed casting the other league as well is that most of the time, especially at this tier of play, it is still high, but it's not like immortal level high.
Yeah.
And what you tend to find is that a lot of the times what prevents a good matchup from being good in practicality is just the level of comfort you have on this hero. Like, it is infinitely better to pick for comfort than it is to pick something that's good in the draft, as long as it's not like outright terrible, right?
Yeah, I totally agree. I feel like, I mean, this is the rough part, right? I've watched so much competitive Dota, but I just haven't been able to play any official, so I'm like pretending to relate. I can't actually relate as much as I wish I could, but... Okay, actually, as we get into the second phase of the bans, pretty interesting bans all around. Very strong emphasis on what looks to be the mid lane for RC4 in terms of the bans.
I don't have a read on this.
Yeah, it's a bit curious to me actually, because I don't really know where I don't know what they're guarding. Maybe they're about to pick up. Yeah, okay, so a lot of mid lane bans. Maybe it's to protect a certain pick that they have in mind, but these heroes don't really telegraph anything to me that is very obvious right now.
Okay, I have a potential read.
Okay.
So this is RC4, right? Viper, Razor, and Quap all have something in common, and that is that they are really good at kiting heroes and slowing heroes. Like, if you have a single hero that needs to auto attack, and they get linked, they get slowed by the dagger from Quap, they get slowed by Viper, and it makes the game really hard. Something like a Spectre or like a Ursa, which got banned out. Those two people would struggle. So that potentially could be the read if they have in mind some tanky heroes that want to sit in the front line and do damage but can't do it against those three. On the other hand, Mars and Ursa, I also don't have a read on those bans. This is a very interesting drop.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so as much as this obviously is a very, they're going to be competing and it's going to be quite neck and neck, I don't know, I really don't know if we can kind of take these drafts with the same level of kind of, not that they're not serious drafts. So what I'm trying to say is basically like, right now both teams, it's the first game of the day. They're in for a long day. We have a whole day of games today. It's the round robins, best of ones. So they're just gonna try to feel each other out. I assume, if I'm in their position, I wouldn't be screaming. I'd just be practicing myself internally, right? Like just play pubs together in a 5-stack and check out the other team's Dota buffs and whatnot. As we see a Doom picked up. Pretty interesting pick here, but my point is, I think these teams, they're just trying to kind of like flex as little as possible right now. Just pick some safe stuff, see how the game goes, kind of assess it from there. And then in the next stage, then maybe that's where the drafts get a little more, they reveal a bit more of their strats.
Yeah, and that's completely understandable, right? You don't want to give away too much in the first game of the day. You also need a game to be able to warm up, and like, it's good to know what the enemy is doing, but if you don't know what you're going to do yourself, you can struggle very hard. And the Spectre, as expected, comes out.
Okay, so the Doom the Doom pick was like slightly telegraphed because of the fact that they banned Wraith King, right? Wraith King just historically so good at just tanking the Doom, and then it's just this weird spot where like this Wraith King, if I Doom him, that's our only chance at killing him. But if I don't do, if I Doom him, he just chops my head off. Like, so Age-O counter. I'm actually curious as to why you think the Spectre is a very telegraphed pick here.
It's the same thing I mentioned where Spectre is very easily kiteable. You press Haunts, but once you get tagged by any CC as a Spectre, if your Haunt illusions die, you have no way of getting on top of people. And
Right.
additionally with the Razor Brand, Razor is incredibly good against Spectre because it reduces your damage essentially to just your Desolate damage, because Spectre naturally doesn't get damage items.
Word. Okay, so right now, one of the things I'm really scared about though is I feel like the RC4 side, they lack a bit of damage, right? The Spectre's gonna take a while to come online, Spirit Breaker as well, and I mean, if this LC, like we just saw, is picked up for the position 3, then that kind of puts a weird spot where your last pick is either your 4 or your mid, right? Because Spirit Breaker, you can flex it, but I don't know how much you want that, and they're gonna pick a strong mid laner in the form of Dragon Knight. This is starting to look a bit like some of those Nigma guys. I actually don't remember who was the team that was drafting this, but they would draft like 3 strong strength cores, right? And like into such a low damage lineup, how do you kill these guys? Like,
Yeah, I don't see it so far. They're kind of missing some answers where if they try to match up against Tenryu's lineup in a, like, you know, if they're just gonna man fight each other in fights, you know, Legion duels, Spectre Haunts, they just don't have damage. And I feel like Dragonite's a really good pick for this because it kind of emphasizes that issue. Like, you already had issues killing Doom with your 2 picks, and then you pick the Dragonite on top of that. It also gives them pacing where Spectre hates losing her towers.
yeah.
Because she doesn't farm fast, and Dragonite gives you that tower damage, along with the Shadow Shaman.
So right now for RC4, there's a very common team coming out, right? Like, it's very clear that they're gonna be playing quite a pick-off game. They don't do very well in terms of death balling and sticking together. They don't do very well in terms of team fighting either. I feel like Tembusu, they've got them cornered on those fronts. And not to mention, 3 out of 4 of the currently picked heroes for the side of Tembusu all have intense tower pressure between the Shadow Shaman wards and the Liquid Fire, and of course the Dragon Knight himself. Like, these towers are gonna melt, and with the map closing more and more, like you're gonna run out of places to get pick-offs, you know what I mean? It feels like a bit of a choke right now for Tembusu. And RC4, I feel like their last pick just has to do so much for them in the mid lane.
What do you think they pick for this mid lane? Because Dragonite's a very scary hero
Right,
to match
so
with.
so I feel like they got them in a bit of a chokehold here, right? Because you need to pick someone who can avoid being doomed, right? Because let's say if you doom the Spectre, you're not dooming the LC, you're probably dooming the Spectre or whoever the mid laner is. But the thing is, you also have a 2-second Dragon Tail to worry about, and the DK in lane. And last but not least, you need to be worried about Ice Path plus like Hex Shackles. It feels like it's such an impossible game. You need someone who can kind of run in with BKB and not care. If I had to, I don't even know what. Like, first thought that comes to my head is the Razor, but they banned it out themselves. Because Razor can just really ruin Dragonite's day, right?
Yeah.
They end up banning the PA for Tembusu, which I think is pretty valid. Someone who can kind of shrug off most of the damage coming out from RC4 and can get that Fan of Knives, break up the Spectre and kill her really easily in the late game. Can pick off the Dazzle as well. And they end up banning Void Spirit. So even though they have the Doom by their side and a slew of very strong disables, they're gonna opt to kind of get rid of the Void Spirit entirely.
Yeah, Ember Spirit and Void Spirit, they're both heroes that can pair with the Spirit Breaker and Legion Commander. And obviously once the Spectre gets Agonist, they're going to be able to find pickups with the dual bots. Until then, they have a very awkward early game phase, and this Necrophos, I don't know how much it helps with that. You have this long window from 10 to 20 minutes where Legion Commander duels and you don't have damage to follow up. I'm going to be very interested to see what they pick.
It feels like really high committal, right? Because it feels so odd because you have... okay, on one hand, lanes very well into the Dragon Knight, right? Doesn't care about the Dragon Knight at all. But on the other hand, like, you're eating so much hero damage. So this Necro... I mean, I kind of see where they're going with this, right? Because this Necro can become that beefy frontliner that they need to really just kind of push away the tower pressure or whatever kind of fight that Tembusu is trying to look for. Alternatively though, if the Necrophos kind of suffers in the early game and doesn't get off to a good start, that's where it can really just become a range creep. And last pick is gonna be the Monkey King here. So a very strong laner into the Legion Commander, somebody who doesn't really care. And in terms of disables, RC4 are lacking quite a bit, so this monkey's just gonna have a bit of a free reign. And a small cute little thing that we know for sure, Black Prince on this Monkey King from Tembusu. A huge Arteezy Babe fan, a huge Artor fan. So we're gonna have to see whether he can channel Arteezy here. On the bright side, he can't get cliffed because he can always jump off. So I mean, he's doing well on that front. But yeah, we're gonna have to see whether you can channel RTZ because I feel like I don't know. I really like the draft from Tembusu here.
Yeah, I think I favor the Tembusu drop. One thing I think we kind of glossed over is there is a lot of sustain on the side of RC4, so in the early game at least, getting kills with Doom because his damage over time might be a little bit more of a struggle, and of course late game as well, but
Yeah.
I think Tembusu has the tools to just run at them, and this could be a really challenging game for RC4 to play.
Okay, I'm having a bit of oh, there's some spectator fault issues. Okay, let me see whether I can reconnect to the game. Hopefully it works. Do I need to restart Dota for this? Let me double check.
Are you also having fog issues?
Yeah, I'm having fog issues. I'm not sure why though. Hopefully it doesn't. Doing a quick reconnect. It's still kind of. Hang on. Are they in the? I wish there was a way for me to directly communicate to the players, but I guess not. So we're gonna have to probably restart our game real quick here, or at least I'm gonna have to restart my game. So sorry for all of this, but let's wait for a short moment as I get in and out of the game. Hopefully we can still reconnect because it will be very, very upsetting if it just dips us out. But you know, unfortunate little situation here. But please, pinky, fingers crossed here.
The spectator bug has been happening for quite a while, Valve. Please fix it.
Yeah, Valve isn't gonna fix shit.
beg.
Okay, so we can reconnect. Very nice. Okay, hopefully we can get in. Sorry for the delay, folks, but hopefully we don't miss any first blood action and no, continued spectator bugs as we get into the game, I believe. Okay, yeah, okay, it's all fixed. Beautiful. Okay, let me just get my spectator settings. Indeed. Okay, transition just in time for the rune. Nicely saved there. But can you see it actually?
I cannot so far. My Dota's still loading. If
Okay, it's on. Oh, I'm not streaming. Okay, right. It closed because I restarted.
Yep.
Okay, can you see?
Loading. Yeah, gotcha.
Okay, beautiful. So we are into game number 1 of today's entire event. Of course, in case you are not aware, how could you not be at this point? You are watching the NUS ICG. It's a fight for pride between all these residential colleges, and to start us off in our first game, we don't actually have the team names, but I believe I have them right here. Let me see whether I can get that set up. Just a moment, amigo. And there we go. Okay, so we have those ready for you. Of course, on the Radiant, we have the side of RC4. And on the Dire, we have Tembu. I'm going to introduce the lineups right now. On the side of RC4 in the mid, playing the Legion Commander mid, which is not something you see a lot, is going to be Slimy Ball. In the top side, it's going to be Gotham Chess on this Necro off lane. And supported by Boo Boo on the position 4 Spirit Breaker. And in the bot lane, it's Hello, I'm from RC4 on the Spectre. And last but not least, it is Descensus Testicolorum on Dazzle.
Very nice. And on the side of Tembu, we have Black Prince playing Monkey King, paired with Yoga Pants, who's playing Rastor, or Shadow Shaman. We have Minimal playing the DK mid against the Legion Commander. And we have Nirvana playing Doom and General Kenobi playing Jakiro. I like this, I just wanted to say, I like this lane assignment from RC4.
Yeah,
Putting
but,
Legion Commander against the Monkey is so sad.
Yeah, but putting the Necro isn't looking too hot for him either. Has to pop the Fairy Fire and so many resources. Gonna have to pop that South wide open as Yoga Pants and Black Prince putting on the pressure early. The Monkey has that all of Venom and hitting away, even though you kind of negate the, I don't know actually, because yeah, he can trade up into the Dragon Knight, but Dragon Knight still doesn't really care so much about you. Like, he's still gonna get his farm. Yes, you can get better tempo with the LC, but maybe they're just making the executive decision that, okay, we're going to need the LC to have that blink fast to make moves happen on the map.
Because Necro is a very stationary hero. I think even if they win mid, they don't have enough tower damage to pressure that tower with the lead.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't feel better, but I think it might be better, like healthier for the game state overall.
Yeah, I don't know how
Do you think
well
there's anything, like in terms of action happening in the map? Do you think there's anything else that's gonna happen that's not top lane?
Absolutely not. Like unless they really catch like Nirvana with his Scorched Earth down, right? Like look, he's just gonna pop Scorched Earth and he's gonna walk away. A lot of damage coming in, but like I said, the slow from General Kenobi literally gonna hold the high ground for his Doom there, and Yeah. Once again, top lane just trading out back. Shadow Shaman 5 is not something you see a lot, but when you want to kind of run this aggressive lane where it's this Necro who wants to stand there and out-sustain you, right? But you just keep pumping in so much damage that he can't stay around. I think, strangely, this Shadow Shaman actually working out pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just have to see what happens. I think Spirit Breaker early is going to, like, always be rough, and Necro needs levels, so these first levels, like, between 1 to 3, kind of, will be the most volatile. I think after that, it will kind of stabilize a bit. Necro will be able to bully Monkey King a bit more with the extra levels in the heal.
I think I'm so worried
they're kind of
because
just biding their time.
yeah, I feel like I'm so worried because like I said, when we saw that Necro last pick, I was saying like, oh, you know, this Necro can sort of be a bastion for them in the front lines and tide over that period of time where, you know, the RC4, they don't have a lot of damage to work with. But putting him in the off lane and kind of letting him suffer up against this Monkey King, I really fear that he won't be able to to be that tanky presence that they need. Because like, okay, yeah, sure, you're gonna get this mid LC, the Blink Dagger, or even the Armlet fast, right? But then where's the damage gonna come from? Like, where's the follow-up? This Spirit Breaker, like you said, Necro needs level, so he's gonna kind of just be playing off in the side and trying to give as much EXP to Gotham Chest as much as possible, and he's not gonna have much of a game. Here comes the Hex though, and Shackles as well. Yeah, like I said, Gotham Chest trying to come over for the heal, but shocked up and knocked down. That's gonna be first blood, secured by Yoga Pants. Position 5 Shadow Shaman proving his worth here.
Very nice Shackles. It just gives you so much space. Like, if there's anything you can do to get rid of Monkey, it's like you space away from him, but when you're hexed and shackled for
where you ain't going nowhere.
4 seconds, yeah,
you're just standing
it's
still.
really difficult.
Okay, Black Prince under a bit of pressure, but just one boundless strike and wards them off. Nice little mischief dodge. We missed a kill actually. RC4, Hello from RC4 actually gets a kill into that Jakiro, a bit unexpected. Must have been a high level. Oh, okay, they could turn it into Nirvana. He's gonna get the kill on the Dazzle, but gonna get chopped down by this Spectre. And Chio, correct me if I'm wrong, but this Spectre is not supposed to be having this good of a lane.
Yeah, this lane is entirely Doom favored. Spectre, like, notoriously is not a laner that tends to pressure a lot. And Dazzle against the Jakiro is not supposed to be it's not supposed to be something Dazzle favorite, but they managed to get away with the kill and then the Doom tried to dive, but
yeah,
I don't know how worth it that dive is. They're kind of gifting Spectre the free game, and now she has 11 denies.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so we were questioning the Dazzle pick, right? But it seems like if this is Albert, he knows something that we don't. The 2 levels in the Shadow Wave really turning the tides of that fight. Meanwhile, top side though, they managed to get another kill on the Gotham Chest, so this Necro really in a bit of a rough spot right now. Bulldo's gonna help Boo Boo get away. But once again, Yoga Pants and Black Prince tag teaming up and making it look easy. A Haste Rune picked up by Slimy Ball though. He wants to get a kill in the top side, has the duel. Who can find the Shadow Shaman here if he's not careful. Does he spot him? Running through the trees now. Black Prince needs to be so careful. Where's the Hex? Is it there? The Mischief dodging away for now, but gonna get that duel off. Yeah, finally pops in Black Prince. He might be strong in the lane, but you can't stand up to a Legion Commander's duel. Just a bit unfortunate. They should have seen that through the wards, but maybe just like, you know, at that point it was too little too late, and a nice little kill there from Slimy Ball, but the Chio
Tower. It's gonna try to get it right to the support, but it's already down.
Minimal literal. Oh, and he finds a stack. No way. 3 levels to drag. No. Okay, wait. All stolen by Slimy Ball though, so slightly recover. Oh, that was almost a disaster.
That was almost a disaster. Indeed.
Jeez.
Oh.
No,
really
but
good recognition. Like, yes, Legion wants to use the Haste Rune to gank, but when you're leaning against DK who still has his cart available, your tower is just gonna die. It's kind of like playing against a Leshrac, but
no, I mean, so that was a good move, like objectively, right? But like Minimal, you know, he literally knows what his job is. Immediately strikes that tower when it's the weakest.
Yeah.
And actually wards up in this area. Is he trying to make a move or he's just trying to deny some space? I mean, maybe his read is that, oh, I don't need to be mid anymore because it's just gonna put me in a weird spot. But I'm gonna be interested to see what he does with this second Dragon form. Now, both teams 3-3. Oh, the Spirit Breaker smoke. Maybe.
I think your DK goes bottom and you give Rasta mid. You want levels on Snake to try to get as much tower pressure as you can.
Trying to get more pressure on the Gotham Chest, but here comes Dissensus. Ready to back him up on that Dazzle, but already using that Ghost Shroud. Has a full one to work with, and here comes the Scythe. Is it enough? Gotham Chest! Baited, motherfucker! He just fucking turns it around, whoops, is there. Black Prince whoops out, but like, yeah, that's exactly how the Necro gets back into the game.
That's a tip if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, this is literally...
Gotta respect the scythe. You might be a Monkey King with heaps of regen, but if you can't get that regen off, you'll just die.
Yeah, and got him chest. He's laughing all the way to the back now. Here comes the Horn, Slimy Ball as well. And even the dual damage. They're starting to make it work for them here. Slimy Ball ends up just going top. Yeah, Hello needs to be a little careful, but Nirvana still at that level 5. And I mean, they're gonna get the top bot tower for their troubles, but it's slightly being traded out right now. Got him chest, able to keep this creep wave alive, so pretty even overall.
I think they can still defend top tower and Dire. I don't think they lose this. I don't think they need to trade. I think this is just straight up tower win for them. There's just no tower damage on the side of RC4 right now.
Yeah, minimal. If he wanted to, he could take it to the top side, but they don't seem to be making a move here. Maybe they just kind of have given this up because they're like, oh, they've set up there and we don't really want to fight now. The Monkey King is farming away in the mid. He's already TP'd there. And, you know, Doom not having the best of times. Still not level 6, so they just don't feel confident about contesting it.
Okay. This, normally what you see when you pick Doom is he goes Midas after his first boost, and it lets him accelerate really, really fast. Often you'll see when you pick Doom that he tends to top, like, network shots, unless you're playing against something like an Alchemist, he gets inflated gold.
Yeah.
But he's actually opted to like Q the blink with no Midas, so a lot of his like effectiveness in these fights is basically just boils down to him dooming someone. Yeah. And that's about it. He doesn't get the tankiness he needs to survive in these fights, even though there is a lack of damage on the side of RC4.
Yeah, I don't really like this decision from him, to be honest, because I feel like, you know, as a Doom, once you're put in this position, you either go for like the greed route and like just hope the rest of your team can hold them off until you farm your way back. But this basically, he's gonna sack his entire game just to rush this blink, but I don't know how important that blink is gonna be. They technically will have the initiate thanks to this Dragon Knight who's also rushing the blink, so Minimal and Nirvana are kind of, you know, putting their eggs into the basket of trying to be able to make something happen here. It's RC4 who are looking towards them now though. Yoga Pan's TPing in to try and defend. But like we said, this Necro is gonna become this frontliner. Stunned up though, immediately there's the backup. Press the attack, turns it around with the scythe, but a bit too early perhaps. Slimy Ball trying to come in, but so much damage from the overbombing odds. And now onto Yoga Pants, the charge through as well. Boo Boo able to finish off Nirvana. Now Yoga Ball to fail as well. And now this Dragon Knight, Big Bang Dragon Knight, not so strong after all. This isn't the enemy, you don't belong here. Another strike as well. General Kenobi, Boo Boo's gonna fall for it. But it's a triple kill at the end of the day for this Legion Commander. And man, RC4, they picked that up and licked their lips. This is going completely with their way.
That is huge. Because as the Spectre lineup, you need as much space as you can to play around the map, and the more space you can invade in the enemy's territory, the better. Because you can always connect with the Spectre Ags. He's actually rushing the Ags, not even getting like an Echo Saber to connect. So as long as they can maintain control of the enemy jungle, the map becomes pretty hard to play for the first 25 minutes before BKBs come in.
Yeah, and we were questioning so much, like oh, it's a bit of a lack of damage, it's a bit of a lack of damage. But because of how hard they sort of got outlaned, the side of Tembu, they're all pretty low level. This Doom is level 6 at 12 minutes. From your Doom with Devour, that's not what you want to see. And the supports as well, just only managing to make it to that level 6 themselves. And things are starting to look a little rough. The Monkey King is queuing up a Mithril Hammer though, so gonna finish up that Maelstrom. Not opting for a bit of greedier build, but another charge through onto mid. The action non-stopping. Here comes the duel. But Yoga Pants already has thrown out the ulti. Hunt is in from RC4 though. He says, hello, I'm here. And gets 2 kills. Slimy Ball, if they could get this return, it could be huge. But here comes Minimal as well. The whole squad from both sides turning up to the fight. They managed to get the return kill onto the Spectre. So that ends up being a pretty big kill for them to get. Boo Boo manages to walk away. So it's a 2-for-1 trade though, but I think it ends up being pretty even just because of the fact that that Spectre is such a huge kill for them to get.
Yeah, the Spectre is not a hero you're willing to lose in this early game. Yes, they saved the Legion Commander, and that is big because she's still looking for that blink, but a lot of their early tempo also revolves around having the Spectre Haunts available from their admins, so a little bit of a rough death, but it's not the end of the world. I think we're still going to hit it at a pretty okay timing.
Yeah, this Necro's actually rushing a Lotus Orb, which I think is pretty cool because that essentially nullifies anything this like this Dragon Knight stun and this entire Shadow Shaman hero. He can't do anything to you when you have that Lotus Orb. It's also going to be a nice little way to purge off whatever debuffs he has on him as well. So I kind of like this item build from Gotham Chest. You know, he had a bit of a rough early game as Necros tend to have, but he's farming his way back. And a quick look at the net worth. As expected, Slimy Ball has been living through these fights and the triple kill he got as well. Just able to continuously get these dual pickoffs. In general, Kenobi needs to be careful. You could be spotted out and killed very quickly with this 30 bonus damage already. And the warding walls continue. Can they pick off this Dazzle? Ice Path slightly hesitant and gonna cost them. The Sensor's able to walk away.
Question. Do you like the Aetherlands rush on the Rasta?
I don't mind it.
Would you prefer to get a Blink instead? Because your DK is already getting Blink.
No.
Oh, no, actually DK has opted to go BKB.
Yeah, that's the thing, and I don't mind it that much because I feel like he needs to be this strong presence in the middle of the fight. He can't be so fast about all the magic damage coming out, which they have in spades. We already saw just now how strong that level 4 overwhelming odds was. That was insane how much damage it chipped out from them. Slimy Ball with
just
this rune
watching
though.
the first cast. Like, I remember watching that first cast of the overwhelming odds and it did like a third of Doom's HP.
Yeah, I was like, what? Okay, guess he's dead, lol.
Yeah, it's so rough.
Okay, so Slimy Ball had an Invis rune. Thought he was gonna try and make something happen with it, but it looks like they just want pressure mid a little bit. They've been grouped out around this area for long, but they actually see the monkey. Black Prince needs to be careful and the card!
Oh.
They get this Monkey King, General Kenobi trying to cover for him, but they're not too fast about him. They want to get the mid tower, and they manage to pick it up. So Gotham Chest gets that last hit. Black Prince shining up the ulti, but they've already almost walked out of it. Lotus Orb complete as well, and Slimy Ball now caught in the middle of it all. Shallow Grave, but the Doom on you. You're not going to stay alive for long. Gotham Chest, they're going to leave their big bad LC for dead. And that is your highest net worth hero dead to start the fight. It looked promising because Black Prince got cut off from that tree, but they just kind of wanted a tower. So they trade their LC for it. I don't know who that favors, but now the game very even despite the kills. Ooh, a smoke here. They want to get more of this dragon form. What can they find though? Oh wait, they see this Spectre. They could try and make a kill happen here. But can they spot him before she gets out? She has the Horn to work with. Here's the Hex, Yoga Pants. Fastest fingers first, Ice Bath to follow. And they don't have any follow-up stun though. Horn to try and get out. But where are you gonna Horn when all 5 are right on top of your head, right? It's just a dead Spectre. And now Tembu, they're feeling the momentum now. They're going towards this tower. They want to do whatever they can with this dragon form. Of course, with that Fortify, that's gonna herald their retreat. And a nice little set of moves there for the side of Tembu. They don't get a huge gold lead out of it, but they managed to kill the Spectre, which is huge.
Yeah, and they get to establish some more map control. Now that they kind of have the momentum again, they can try to play around these deeper wards that they've set up. It was a really nice flank from the Dragon Knight to keep that Legion Commander stuck in the ring, because they might have missed out if they didn't commit both the Doom and the Dragon Tail on top of it.
Yeah,
It almost looked like for a second the Dragon, like the Legion was gonna get away.
Yeah. Okay, so pretty interesting there. I wonder what the comms are from the side of RC4 right now, because Gotham Chess, he just made a big drawing over here, but they smoked towards the top side instead. So this is something we typically see at this sort of like early mid-game stage. Both teams start to swap their jungles and try and apply pressure to the opposing tier 2. Of course, with no Fortify, they'll be forced to come back and defend though. Boo Boo is the first one to TP back. And
they know that the Rasta wards are still up. If they try to trade towers, they're gonna lose theirs first. They don't have any tower damage.
That's true.
And Spectre is just so weak right now. She's still waiting for items. And, this is the problem with Spectre, right? It takes you so long to scale.
Yeah, I mean, and it doesn't help that you get this Agonyms, right? Because that basically puts your 8s in the we need to get more pickoffs basket. Of course, the side of Tembu, they're looking around. They see the sensors here. The blink forward minimal picked it up before we even knew. We thought it was going to be the BKB, but surprise! Dead Dazzle on my screen. TB picked one up for free.
Yeah. Free kill. You take it.
Yeah.
And it's just, playing on wards, right? Dazzle's just standing on top of the wall, but there's no way you can really know that's right. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, no, that's not the Dazzle's fault at all. If anything, that was not too bad because the Dazzle is the one who tanks that blink review, right? It could have been a lot worse, could have been your Spectre again, but this is an interesting ward because it sees literally nothing. It looks like a... Oh? They want to get Nirvana here, needs to be careful. Here comes the blink, Slimy Ball, right on the money, and the charge will follow. Nirvana can't live through that, and winner. Slimy Ball gonna be up to 50 dual victory damage now, and I was just criticizing this ward, but I mean, it doesn't really matter if you have vision here, if Nirvana's just gonna farm here by himself, right?
Yeah, dead lane concept. You can't really put your cores in a lane where your enemy team wants to play, because
Yeah.
you're giving them a reason to move into the efficient area.
Yeah, I mean, they
get a
already
free
they
goal.
already want to be here, right? So like, you just kind of give them a kill on the silver platter as well as, I mean,
Yeah.
the side of RC4, they don't have duel to work with anymore, so their aggressive potential is rather limited, but you know, they're still gonna hang around. They understand that they're strong right now. They don't really want to relinquish this area, and why would they, right?
Yeah, and Doom has a not Doom. Duel has a really short cooldown, so
Oh, dude,
It's
wait, look
really
at the
hard
gold.
to-
Look at the gold. Slimy Ball and Black Wings are neck and neck actually in this moment. It's kind of crazy.
they're exactly. The
Yeah, they're exactly the same gold.
Slimy Ball broke it. How could you?
Why? How could you farm creeps, you goddamn monster? Okay, what do you think is the play
Imagine.
here for the side of Tembu though? Because it feels a bit odd. Oh, okay, I mean,
Oh, that's one.
play around your wards. It seems Rasta is there with the wait, he actually cancels it. But here comes the Lotus Orb as well. Slimy Ball getting the press the attack. Actually gonna get out. Gotham Chest saves his LC, but falls for it. This is like this is one of those times where you go like, hey, say thank you right now. Say thank you, because it literally just sacrificed himself to get Slimy Ball out of there.
That cancel in the shackles was so unfortunate.
Yeah, that could have been 2 kills actually, but maybe getting a little too excited there, Yoga Pants. But I mean, still a pick off after all. They actually should see Black Prince here. They need to be so careful. Here comes the Hex though. Nice 2-man balance strike onto both supports. Here comes the Shackles. We were waiting for the charge. Gonna be instantly cancelled because of how scary it is. Yoga Pants. RC4 haunting forward though, and here comes the Doomstorm, a bit off the mark, unfortunate. Yoga Pan's gonna stick up and be okay. Here comes the Ice Bath though, and Boo Boo now in a bit of trouble. Meanwhile, Minimal just pushing the bot tower. Here comes the Dragon Knight, the stun is out. Gotham Chest as the Lotus Orb. Is he gonna pop it? The stun as well. Lotus Orb doesn't save you against the AoE, baby. And General Kenobi, here comes Slimy Ball, manages to get a dual victory, but he's caught out in the middle of 3 of the Tembu cores. They can't really do much else at this current moment, so they're gonna back off. But it ends up being an overwhelming kind of surge forward from TB. They get the bot tower, they get a huge bunch of kills, and most importantly, all 3 cores stay alive. So this is a huge boost that Nirvana has been needing this entire time.
Yep, now Nirvana is sitting on top of the spectrum despite that, quite catastrophic laning phase.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, like as in Nirvana, all respect and all, but like the laning phase was quite the fumbled bag. Like quite literally, like he was supposed to walk away making big bucks and like getting big kills and bagging all the creeps, but it's unfortunate, but now he's kind of clawed his way back. Ooh! Oh, nice little reactions there from Minimal, and Ice Bath to back him up. General Kenobi is there once again, holding the perimeter. I hear a duel on the offside. It's gonna be Yoga Pants, most likely gonna fall here, but that is a way better kill to give up than your very, very precious Dragon Knight. Really fast like reaction times. I don't know if you saw that, but like as soon as he saw the horn come in before the spec illusion could even hit, he just kind of blinked out immediately.
That's pretty insane. Like the horn, like Spectre's base attack time is really fast, especially the attack points. So it's really impressive that he managed to get away with that, because that would have been really awkward to give.
Yeah, and like the Dragon Knight is, I mean this Dragon Knight was such a strong pick, right? And like it has really shown the strength of it this game, right? Just being this constant force of pressure, like this immovable object, on top of the fact that they don't really have a lot of damage. Gotham Chest actually working its way towards the SNK. So now the Spectre doubling back into the Manta as well, and for Slimy Ball now almost at that BKB, 1 component away. Okay, the ping out.
Ooh, something happening?
Yeah, Black Prince is... I really gotta commend Black Prince though, because I feel like he's been so active on this Monkey King, right? He's always like hiding up in the trees, spotting people out. And even though it hasn't worked out all the time for him, he still kind of makes it, okay, Black Prince getting gone on now, charged up, just as I say that. The stop as well, here comes the single horn, and the boundless strike as well. They have the damage on the Boo Boo, but here comes the real horn, the Doom is out, the Slimy Ball, that's the LC Doom Duck. Here comes the Reaper Scythe, and he's gonna take down Shadow Shaman. I don't know whether that's really what you wanted to use it on. The Boo Boo actually goes for it, sacrifices his life most likely to get General Kenobi, please. No way. Spectral Dagger forward, the Spirit Vessel taking him down. Nirvana forward again, the Storm onto 3, but the duel out. Was that onto the Doom? I actually have no idea who's even hitting. It is gonna be the Doom, but a nice 3-man Ice Buff, and Minimal still fighting strong in the middle of it all. Here comes Black Prince as well, resettled up, and here comes Wukong's command. They're keeping down the Spectre. If they could get the kill, it could be huge. The evade on the top side, slight miss, but here comes the stun, and they managed to nail him in the back of the head. Overall, a really nice fight there from the side of Tembu. It looked a bit dicey because the Monkey King was under some threat, but they managed to pull it back, cut their losses, and fire right back.
It was a nice save from the Shadow Shaman. The Nether Strike was so close to like proccing it, and then Rasu like just got the instant hex off and keeps the Monkey King alive, gets the Jingi region off, and it's again the damage issues, right? You have burst with the scythe, I guess, but
Have to interrupt you here, there's something to get gone on Black Prince here, the charge forward, they have vision on him, the BKB preemptive, and here comes the duel. This was the Monkey King kill they were supposed to get, and they're gonna grab him while he kind of just stays around for too long. His whole team is dead, and as much as this Dragon Knight hitting away, just kind of minimal, just kind of stood here and TP'd away, just be like, ah, you're on your own, buddy.
Can't save you from that one.
Oh, they're actually looking towards Roche, and they actually take it so fast with how strong this Legion is. 130 dual victory damage. She's just cutting this down and making it look easy. They have to know this is happening, right? They can actually, I believe they can see the heroes walking into the pit, but Roche already at half HP. They need to come. Yeah, the scan comes out. Nirvana, is he gonna blink in? Blink in, 3-man stun and Ice Buff. Only on the Golden Chest though. But here comes the Macro Fire. So much damage coming out. Yoga Pants as well, leading the front lines. But that's not where Rasta wants to be. He's gonna fall for his sins, but they managed to stop the Roche. So that, I mean, trading a Shadow Shaman for that like delay, I don't know how worth it is. But a nice little kind of coordinated play. I think if General Kenobi landed that Ice Buff, oh excuse me, they could have made something happen, but now with no Horn, they want to be the ones to take this instead. They know that the Spectre doesn't even have like the single Horn to work with. Here comes the pop-up, there's Doom though, onto the LC, and here comes Wukong's command, stun onto 3, and they line them up and knock them down. Slime Ball trying to run, but doomed up. Boo Boo taking so much damage as well, Golden Chest, trying to heal what you can, but here comes the Horn finally. But is it way too little, too late? Absolutely, already 2 down, and Boo Boo's actually got a buyback for this. They're still trying to chase, but Nirvana manages to pick off the sensors. And with that buyback, they're gonna be a bit more careful, but now this Roshan looking to fall into the hands of Tembu here. A nice set of plays and really nicely set up from Black Prince to line up that 3-man Boundless. This kind of puts the fight so nicely in their favor. They're gonna throw a Spectral Dagger forward, but there's no steal. The Blink Ball as well. Nirvana finding absolutely everyone he needs to with these initiations and kind of proving us wrong, you know. We were asking, okay, you know, this Doom, he's gonna set his own game with this Blink, but he's been making it work.
Yeah, I mean, they've been very, very good at selecting fights and getting these big 2-3-man stuns, especially with the Doom and the Monkey King, but yeah, it's hard to take a fight into that when you have so many AoE.
Oh, and the sensors just TPs into 2 stuns, 3 stuns. They just make that Dazzle back. They just put him back into the grave like, was that a glimpse? The side of Tembu just cast a glimpse because they just sent him back to where he was like 4 seconds ago. This man is dead and stays dead, and they make it look easy. And this is kind of why you draft and this is why people say stuns win games, right? Every single one of these heroes has a way of just kind of stopping you in your tracks, and they've used that to perfection.
Yeah, it's so easy for them to get pickoffs, especially with the Monkey King just giving vision on the trees. Black Prince has been doing a phenomenal job of setting up these ganks.
Yeah, I was a little worried because I'm like, isn't this Monkey King sitting around in the trees too much? But really cool build from him here, Satanic, Echo Saber, and Maelstrom. And now that Aegis, he has nothing to fear, right? He's just been such a strong force along with Minimal, and like you said, Nirvana didn't have the best game to start, but has been making those moves. Oh, smoked up. You see, he's got him here, has the stun, sets it up. Trying to jump forward, and here comes the kid. So Lotus Orb gonna reflect that straight back onto Minimal. But he's gonna be okay with that. That's a 2-man stun. They need to be careful of this Reaper side though. Minimal needs to be careful. Here comes Slimy Ball with the BKB duel. He's sick of this Doom shit. And this Doom is gonna be the first one to fall. Black Prince and Minimal though still sitting healthy. And here comes Yoga Pants with the Shackle. They can't fight into this Wukong's command. And now RC4 has to run away, but Boo Boo, he's run forward to try and make space for his team. He's gonna be the one to fall. General Kenobi, oh, he gets a kill onto that Jakiro. Unfortunate. Essence Ring as well. but they're managing to get these kills. That's a dieback from Boo Boo, but overall still pretty good because they pick off 2 and only lose their Spirit Breaker.
Yeah, and on top of that, they also prevent Monkey King from using his Aegis, because at this stage of the game when Monkey has so many items so hard to kill, your goal is just delay, delay, delay. And trading your buyback might not be the best thing, but at least he gets the job done, right?
Yeah, I mean it's
And
a
I don't
position
know
for
what
Spirit
happened
Breaker, right?
there,
It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. But in the middle of that fight, Doom actually tried to get the Hoostomp off of the Necro, but got its Blink cancelled by what I think was the Dazzle Poison Touch. So that one's gonna feel really bad.
Interesting. I mean, I feel like these games, or these fights just have been boiled down to like, oh, Slimy Ball, pumping up for a goal here, gets Yoga Pants trying to deward, and you can't be dewarding this jungle all alone, my friend. Like, oh, Black Prince, they see him though, they could cut him down if he's not careful. He needs to be a little bit wary about where he jumps. But
Yeah,
yeah.
he was jumping in the middle, like...
yeah, he did not care. Oh,
like,
this guy, yeah, literally they saw him,
That's
but they're like, yo, this guy is just fucking chatting up on us, like, we need to get out of here. Yeah, but I think, like you said, like this, I feel like the fight so far have been like, okay, Slimy Ball, can you get the BKB duel off, or can Nirvana get this Doom off on you to start the fight, right? Because this LC, they put so many eggs into that LC basket, and if she gets Doom, that's so much effectiveness gone, right?
Small illusion baits. Small illusion baits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Monkey tries to go in the Legion, but not gonna...
It was a trap.
It was a trap.
Okay, so what is the move here? They have 1 minute left on the Aegis. Do you think Tembu can force this, or what are they trying to do now?
I think they use this to choke map. I think they've had to give a lot of map control away. And I think they used the last remnants of this Aegis to ensure that they can get vision set up, and that once this expires, Radiant isn't in a position to take a fight.
Right.
I think you can play it slow and feel good about it, because Monkey King against Spectre is very Monkey King sided.
Yeah, I think so too. Like, and you can still, like, we see him now going back into that Skadi, which is really gonna cut down these tanky heroes on the side of RC4. And I mean, even if you really need it, you can even double back into the Silver Edge, right, to really break up that Spectre and ruin his day.
Yep. And it gives him so much damage in the ring as well, right? All your monkey soldiers can crit
Absolutely.
as well. It's such a nasty change. They're
Oh,
gonna try high ground.
Yeah, I mean, Black Prince not really scared of anything right now, but I mean, finally gonna dip backwards. Nice little, yeah, I mean, they're just holding this area perfectly, right? I feel like Tembu, they've really turned it on after kind of a shaky laning stage and an earlier game, right? They managed to really come back and strike where they need to. And it's really been on the back of this, like these decisive moves with their instant stuns, right?
Yeah. I mean, this whole game is like the story of instant stuns. It feels like the Legion Commander as well is also keeping everyone together just with some really nice tools. And Spirit Breaker charges as well. Just the more CC you have, the better, right? You gotta make sure you draft some.
Yeah.
Seeing Tembu reap the rewards of, you know, what amounts to just is a solid draft.
Yeah, I will say though that like SNK completed on this next dude. Black Prince though, they caught him, but nice Ice Bar from General Kenobi, keeping him alive for now. But he managed to get the Satanic off before he falls. Here comes the stun and back up to full HP. Manages to get it out to RC4, but saved up though. And this side could be huge. They get the Monkey King, and they get both supports.
That's huge.
Jumping around too much for his own good, and we talked about it. This Monkey King, in an instant, he could be cut down and dueled out, and that's exactly what Slimy Ball did. Finds him out in the trees with a nice ward placed by the supports, and now, just like that, RC4, they're barreling down mid.
Yeah, they're gonna have to use the Monkey King buyback. I think you could probably lose a high ground here if you're not careful.
I mean, okay, how bad is it if you lose a Rats? Because the supports are coming up in like 10 seconds, right? So you still have time for this Jakiro to come out and lay like his spells down. 26 seconds until Macropire. But I don't know how secure they'll feel about pushing high
I don't think I
ground.
have time to defend. I'm pretty sure you're going to at least lose your lane.
Yeah, I mean, you have so much sustain. Oh, the duel forward. They catch Nirvana and the buyback. There it is from Monkey King. What can they do? Another nice ice path from General Kenobi. Set up into the stun as well. But there's the grave. Keeping Boo Boo alive for now. But Slimy Ball, he's going to be the first one to fall for this. Minimal trying to do what he can on this Dragon Knight. That last hit is going to connect onto Boo Boo. What else can they find though? They're on to Gotham Chest. Though doesn't have the Lotus off for 2 more seconds. And the grave preemptive trying to TP out. Wait, where's the disable? It's there. Thank goodness. The sensors still trying to juke out. But the Battle Strike is there. Gotham Chest more than likely going to fall. The sensors as well. and they managed to clean up 4, perhaps not respecting the Monkey King buyback and diving a bit too far forward. And just as we thought, like wasn't this the opposite case like just 30 seconds ago? Now it's Tembu's turn to be the ones running down mid.
Yeah, and this time there's no buybacks in the cores that died, so...
Yeah, how are they gonna come back from this? I don't think they're gonna be able to defend, right? Because I feel like so far the LC and the Necro have composed such a huge part of their D push, but
Oh, Monkey King's not hitting...
Yeah.
Monkey King's not hitting high ground.
wait,
I guess they have the damage with the DK, but...
no,
His Elder
but
Dragon Form just expired. I think they just...
what? Huh. Okay.
Okay, I don't understand that one.
Okay, I
But
have executive.
they
I
did
have
get a big
executive decision. So they just saw what happened to them when they didn't respect buyback, right? Even though there's death timers are ticking low, they know they just used the Monkey King buyback. If the Monkey King gets scythed down and dueled up, they literally lose. So this is discipline, I think.
I can see that
Because they don't have mass
yeah,
serpent wards and they don't have dragon form, right?
Yeah.
Like their dragon form's running out, so they're like, okay, you know what? We're just gonna chill. Like we're gonna play it slow, but they need to be so careful. Yeah, I feel like the wards have been set up from the side of RC4, and if they spot out this Monkey King again and just cut him down, it's gonna be curtains for Black Prince.
Well, Legion's kind of...
I hear a charge, Boo Boo. They should have spotted him here, so they should know there's vision. Are they gonna do anything about this D ward? This shadow, Spirit Breaker just kind of getting away with that one scot free. There's a DD rune though. This could be the one that they need. Roshan's still not up in another minute, so they're gonna be able to try to control this area, but the vision game really nice and now smoked up. Boo Boo charging out, they see Black Prince, not in the same spot, not again, is this deja vu? They're trying to come in to save him, but Black Prince, he melts at 140 seconds without your Monkey King, and now the rest of the side of Tembu, then Shambles Minimal, trying to TP away, no bash, Nirvana, BKB TP's out as well, and General Kenobi gonna get picked off, Yoga Pants as well, that is 3 down on the sidelines, their buyback for the Shadow Shaman. But not like this, Black Prince. You've died there already. How are you gonna let that happen again? And now Minimal trying to do what he can. Ooh, Slimy Ball. Have you come a bit too far forward?
Slimy.
The Doom out, Slimy.
Not like this.
Not like this. I mean, the tip's coming out, but I mean, it's gotta be from a place of pain because this Monkey King, he's out for 100. Which means Roche coming up in 20 seconds. They could claim it for their Spectre. And we talked about how difficult it is for this Spectre to kind of come online, right? It's 35 minutes, Shio. He's gonna finish up the Skadi soon.
Like, you have so much region, but Skadi cuts so much of that down that... Like, the Monkey King, by the second, is looking more and more burstable. So...
Yeah, and I mean...
I guess they have the Ags on DK coming, but... Oh, that's just such a rough death. That's a really big mistake, to die to the same ward twice.
Yeah, and it's kind of curious, right? Because I feel like the side of Tembu, they had control of this triangle, but they didn't actually defend their ward, right? Like, we see from the side of RC4, every single time Yoga Pants is trying to de-ward, there's a duel. There's like some sort of go onto him, and they don't let the supports feel safe ever de-warding alone. But you saw that, like, from the side of RC4, they just all go together and make sure, like, their Spirit Breaker is in the same spot to get that ward, and with the control of this area, they managed to take such a beautiful fight, and even though they're not going to be able to do much with this 40 seconds, Monkey King is still down. If they spot out this Roche, could put the side of Tembu in a rough spot here.
I don't think they've been paying attention to Roche, which is understandable because their lineup doesn't hit Roche that well, but it was a big opportunity that they kind of missed.
Okay, but you say that, but like just now they were cleaning up that Roche pretty hard before they got kind of like wiped out, right?
It's true.
Yeah, they were pretty. It was pretty scary, and oh, okay, Boo Boo spots it out. But the pings, the drop. No. Whoa, do you see that? Albert's got that. Albert's got his eye on them, draws them out perfectly. And
that's scary.
Yeah, yo, Albert's on some. Dude, if this is how the Dazzle plays, I want Dazzle in my games. Slimy Ball, they need to be careful. Here comes the Blink 4 and the stun. Slimy, are you the one to be caught now? The preemptive grade to try and keep him alive, and Boo Boo try to come in and do what he can, but the Haunt in as well. RC4 is in with the damage. Yoga Pants gonna fall in response. It's Slimy Ball first to fall though. That's such a huge part of the fight. You have buyback on that Legion though, but in the back line, it's gonna be that Spirit Breaker falls. Got him chest, getting chased down now. Not like this. The Grave preemptive yet again, but it's, I mean, not preemptive, but oh!
He's alive.
Narrowly surviving there, and I mean, I withdraw all my comments about this Dazzle. He's doing a phenomenal job.
He is.
He actually salvages
doing
that
some
fight
real
so
good
hard
stuff.
for the side of RC4, because if they get their, like, the Doom just walks forward so fearlessly, right? But now it really opens up the way to Roche and Minimal. He has actually that X complete, but doesn't want to buy it out because of, you know, the buyback. Obviously doesn't want to get caught out with a Reaper Scythe and not have buyback. But now they're gonna have that available for Black Prince, and yeah, clearing up the inventory space for it. Linken's as well means that he's not gonna be caught again. Or at least he's gonna have a bit more time to react before he gets caught.
To be fair, if he shows on a ward and they charge the Lincoln off him, that is also really awful for him.
That's true, that's true. But okay, they're setting up now for the fight. Here comes the Horn in. They have vision on
nice.
all of them. But Boo Boo getting chained up. Here comes RC4 trying to get his hands on the Yoga Pants. But with the nice grip game, getting out of that situation for now. Black Prince with the setup of the Wukong's command slightly off the mark here. Doesn't clip the rest of them. And this area, got him chest right in the middle of it all. But taking out is Nirvana. No BKB to work with anymore. Hexes himself. Yoga Pants has to be so careful.
Oh no, the Lincoln!
Oh! But the Lincoln's giving him a life for now. But they managed to get the Roche. It's PR it's Slimy Ball who picks it up, dueling up this Dragon Knight, but so much damage negated because of the Hex. And now the rest of the side of, oh my, I feel like I just watched disaster happen. It could have been so beautiful, but now Slimy Ball forced to BKB and run. Where is the backup? Here comes the Primal Spring, but the BKB negates that magical damage. They're still on the chase though. And this Doom Linken's pickup, so huge for them in that fight.
Oh, that was almost good, but they just couldn't close the kill because of the Lincolns.
It feels like so many things, kind of like micro things went wrong for them, right? Between the Lincolns proccing and that they weren't expecting. Between like the spec literally haunting into the entire team to find Yoga Pants, but General Kenobi's quick with that Glimmer Cape, keeps his Shadow Shaman alive and fighting. And even though they managed to sneak away that Roshan kill and get the Aegis now, they don't want to commit the buyback on their Spectre here, but their front door is being knocked on by the side of Tembu.
Yeah, this is the tower damage that we were talking about, right? This is the difference between the Radiant and Dire lineups at this stage of the game. Like, your fights might look somewhat even, but if you lose a fight as RC4, like, you can very easily lose, you know, 1 lane, 2 lanes, tier 4s.
Like literally just
It's
lose the game in
fun.
one fell swoop, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this Yoga Pants going for, I mean, I will argue to say this is a bit greedy, but like it's gonna cause so much like pressure wherever he decides to lay those down, right? Those Serpent Wards.
Yeah, and his Serpent Wards, it's not like his placement has been bad. We haven't really seen him do too much thus
They need to be
far,
careful
just
though.
because
Smoke forward, they
it's
see
harder.
General Kenobi, but this is exactly who you want to tank. They still want to try and fight though. Here comes the Hex, Yoga Pants, getting gone on now. Where is the backup from Tembu? They should really just leave, they're supposed to die here. Yup, the TP's out immediately. Nirvana trying to get out of this situation. They ping out the Monkey King, they saw the TP, but they can't get their hands on him. And those are the supports on the sideline for 1 minute. What can they do with this time?
Nice. Okay. At least you didn't trickle the other kills. That could have been disastrous if they tried to help.
Yeah.
Good discipline for them not to try. Yeah, I mean, I guess they can hit the towers. Dude,
Huh?
Legion BKB!
No, I mean it's not that big of a deal because it's 6 seconds anyway. It's just gonna be 70 seconds without it. Of course, I don't think they saw it though. So just a bit of a misclick. So not that big of a deal as things end. I think this 4-star from Gotham Chest is really gonna be so annoying for the side of for the side of Tembu, right? Because they're able to kind of like just slide out of situations they otherwise would not. And I think like you have this idea most of the time that like, you know, you throw your stuns out in quick succession, right? They're all gonna land in the same spot. Like the 4-star could really throw them for a loop, here. Okay, but there's a DD rune, they ping it out. RC4, he sees it.
Got the haste rune.
Yeah, they're gonna pass it to
that's
Slimy Ball.
worse.
Oh, this is scary. Slimy Ball actually has his Linkins completed as well, so now Nirvana, he could be the one who's kind of faked out by this Linkins. Ooh. Black Prince, Ninja gearing up in the trees, needs to be careful here. I feel like this Monkey King is giving me like a heart condition or some shit. Like, He just keeps dancing around with these trees like no fear whatsoever. This is some check.
Uh-oh.
Oh, but the blink forward got him chest. First one to get gone on. Here comes the horn though. They see Slimy Ball. Yoga Pan's gonna get dueled up. Immediately melts. This Shadow Shaman has buyback though. Is he gonna commit it? The rest of the side of Tembu. They're trying to get what they can. Nirvana in with the Hoof Storm. And Boo Boo getting slowed up. No charge to work with for another 2 seconds. But has the press the attack. Minimal no fear though. Blinking forward. Or with that Dragon Form. But now Nether struck up. Has to be careful. There's a Reaper Scythe available. They're throwing it out. Minimal. That's the Dragon Knight down. And Tembu, I was scratching my head. I'm not really sure if they want to fight that. General Kenobi gets out of this situation, but they started that fight off so nicely. I don't know whether the Necro is really the one you want to go on first.
Yep, he's got too many items now. Like, you have 2600 HP now, along with all your healing, as well as Dazzle's healing, as well as Legion's Purge.
They could spot out this Spectre. If it's not careful, the pings are coming out. They have Doom available. RC4,
Spectre has 6.7k gold.
Oh, sheesh. Gotta finish up that Skadi, and now the Trickster Cloak as well. Just gonna make him even harder to kill. He's gonna opt to give that up to someone else though, as the rest of his team, they're posturing up for the top side. Leveler for Slimy Ball. Just so much, 280 dual damage. Actually went for the 30 dual damage bonus. This guy's a Chad, actually.
Bold move to not take the AoE press, because the AoE spell immunity has been saving it quite a bit. Like, sorry, not the AoE, but the Shard spell immunity has been saving it quite a bit.
Maybe he just wants
With
to
an aesthetic
reach...
cap, that's good as well.
I think maybe Slimy Ball just wants to reach a point where he just insta-kills like supports or like insta-kills whoever he does.
Speaking of...
The press up, BKB as well, Yoga Pants walked into a wall and not where he wants to be, glimmered out, but when you're auto-attacking, you just kind of fade back into view and he's just gonna pick up that kill for free, now up to 340 dual damage. Sheesh, Slimy Ball's having a game.
Yeah. This amount of dual damage is scary to see when you're playing against Legion.
Absolutely.
Oh, look how much damage he does to the creeps. Jesus.
Just one hits all of them actually.
Yeah.
This is not cute. And I mean, we were questioning the Legion commander.
Legion has a Lincolns now.
Yeah, Legion and
Lincolns
just now.
a bit before.
Yeah, for a bit. So it's gonna throw the Doom for a loop. Like, this game has so many Lincolns in it. This game of Dota has so many Lincolns.
Necro is getting another Lincoln.
Oh, lol.
Lol.
I mean, this really is the item of the game, right? You need to stop these single target, like strong single target disables from both sides. And as we get into the 45-minute mark here, both teams picking up their tier 4 items to try and kind of round out their inventories here. But Black Prince, has that... Oh, another duel. Slimy Ball, has he spotted someone? Blinks out instead. They're gonna ping. They see him. They need to be so careful here. He's jumping around, but they have to assume that they have vision here. Black Prince, you need to be so careful going forward. The sensors are also rounding up the rear. This Dazzle quite poor, but managing to do the job nonetheless. And really gotta give props. It's not an easy hero to play.
It certainly isn't. You're very positioning based, but your spells just have such bad cost range.
Yeah.
Like, it's just outright bad. So, kudos to him, because he's been doing good.
Yeah, and I wonder if Yoga Pants is slightly regretting this Aghanims a bit now, because I feel like in a lot of situations, maybe a defensive item or two could have really got him out of those tough, like if he sees the LC blink towards him and he has Ghost Scepter, a Haunt out, they spot out Minimal. They wanted to kind of get the eye on somebody dewarding here, but Yoga Pants is going to be able to claim that, and I like this from Tembu. They kind of learn from their mistakes. They know, okay, we need to back up our supports in these areas. We can't allow them to just go themselves, because that's how we lose the game. So both teams sticking very tightly together.
It was just a Shadow Step extended, so
yeah,
not gonna feel too bad. Spectre's still farming bottom. This is the first time I've seen the advantage of Spectre as a drafter like really come to fruition. Is you can play whatever side of the map you want to play as long as it's safe, and you can always connect with Taunt no matter what happens across the map.
Yeah, and
so
he's
finally being able to relieve this pressure is really, really good for that game.
Yeah, it's, I mean, like Hello, I'm from RC4 really has been able to kind of just have a rather free game, right? Apart from like a few times where he got picked off in the earlier fights where it was really just nice execution from Tembu. They haven't really gotten their hands on him. Black Prince trying to set up Slimy Ball though. They see him. They need to be so careful to start out slightly off the mark. Only onto Boo Boo, and now they need to back off. They need to be careful. They're dewarding this area, but the side of RC4, they're gathering now. They need to be careful. Very tense moment from both teams. This is the opening game alone and we're already up to 50 minutes. It's just been neck and neck this entire time. Just take a look at the graph. It's like, look at this swing. Absolutely insane here.
That is an insane spike.
Yeah, and I mean win probability once again still neck and neck. It's slightly favoring the side of RC4. General Kenobi throwing out a stun here. Has the liquid ice as well, but purged off immediately, and General Kenobi gonna force stuff out of fear out of that situation.
Worth it.
Yep. Get yourself out
Sure
of there, homie.
What do you think the next objective for him to play around is? Just wait for Roach 2 minutes time?
I don't know. It's a bit.
It feels
it's a,
so hard for them to.
right, like they need to control this area, but they're constantly here comes the Haunt for real. But okay, the Linkin spawn on the Black Prince, they have their eyes onto him, Nevada as well. But a nice ice bomb from General Kenobi, the duel onto this Doom. He can't get his spells off, the Grave as well, but Yoga Pants has controlled on the Dazzle. Here comes the Monkey King ulti though, but chopped down by the Reaper Scythe. Got him chest, knocks down the Monkey King. That's 131 seconds on the sideline with no carry. He buys back, but the charge forward from Boo Boo. They don't manage to find Minimal, but they'll be A-okay. They pick up Yoga Pants in the back line. And overall, it's basically a fall for one trade for the side of RC4, and they're starting to claw this one back. 8k gold lead now. They headed straight for the pit, but it's taking one more minute. A bit of a longer spawn.
There's a huge buyback to expend for having no fight luck. When you have no control on your team, like your control is literally dead, and then you buy back, like the enemy team 100% just disengages and they wait for their cooldowns again. How does this Monkey King fight, especially now that he has no buyback?
I mean, I think it's exactly what we were saying this entire time, right? It's like whoever gets the disables off first wins. Like I feel like the side of us, like Tembu, right? They keep kind of branching into this area when they're not supposed to. Like they have no business. Like they still have vision here. Yes, sure, you have the cliff area, but they've shown time and time again, RC4, that they can pick you off right in the trees and pop your Linkins like that. Like, you need to be so careful on Black Prince. Because time and time again, that was the Doom trying to jump in to save him, right? And because of that, the Doom gets dueled, and without that big teamfight spell, or single target disable rather, they can't really do much.
Today I learned that Monkey King can TP while he's on a tree.
Oh, is this news to you?
That I've not seen that before.
Oh, okay.
The Spirit Breaker saw him on the trees and he managed to TP out just in time.
Yeah, not
Spirit
not
Breaker
a
was
multiplayer.
staring him down.
I don't know about this build actually. Like it looked pretty cool at the start, but now Black Prince, I feel like it's just not cutting it.
I don't think it's the worst. I think the Linkins is fair randomization just because you don't want to get scythe, but feels like you're kind of missing damage.
A blink forward, Slimy Ball, he sees Minimal here. Where is the backup? Not here at the moment, but Yoga Pants, if he shows himself, this is a dead Shadow Shaman on my screen. The Shadow Step as well in the charge for good measure. That's the buyback of Yoga Pants down. And now 4v5, Aegis up with Cheese as well. The side of RC4, they're looking to take this first game.
Abyssal Inspector as well. That's a rough death to give.
Yeah, insult to injury, that's such a huge part of the
Halberd
control.
on Breaker as well.
Yeah, I mean, I
Dude,
don't...
Monkey has no BKB.
Yeah, the thing is, even if you have BKB, right, that's just one more thing to pop the Linkins, right? Yeah. Ice Buff coming out, but General Kenobi needs to be so careful. They're gonna have duel up in 14 seconds. And Slime Ball showing, I don't need the AoE press to attack when I can just kill you off one by one so easily.
Yeah, killing people is better than surviving.
Oh, look at this, being so annoying with that Shadow Step, just chipping away at General Kenobi. RC4 doesn't care at all, taking so much damage. Here comes the Storm though. The level death as well. Okay, wait, but the break? Okay, needs to be careful here, but the heals are there and the sustain most likely would have been dead if it wasn't for the supporting cast. And they need to be so careful here still, because the Monkey King, if you can get that break off, the Spectre cops a lot of damage. You want to get a fight here, Black Prince jumping through the trees, looking for a setup. Does he have the boundless? Here it comes straight onto Boo Boo. Where's the backup? Hex up is this Dragon Knight though. BKB, or rather press the attack. Buffed up, Boo Boo trying to make a run for it, but they have their eyes onto the side of RC4. Here comes Slimy Ball with the duel yet again onto this Doom. Can't get his out off, and is he gonna fall for this? No, manages to get the BKB. The Grave gonna keep Slimy Ball alive for now, but Nirvana can reset with the Doom, and the stun onto 3. He gets the Doom off on the Golem chest, and now, hello from RC4. He's left alone, there's the Aegis down, but here comes Yoga Pants with the Shackles. You don't have the save, you have the Grave available. Last minute save from that Dazzle keeps Golem chest alive, but only momentarily. Now it's this Spectre is just getting caught on, but his Shadow steps forward, gets the Doom out. There's 2 down now on the side of Tembu, and the Scythe takes out the Dragon Knight, has the buyback, but now General Kenobi has to turn tail and run. Black Prince as well doesn't have anything else to work with. And what looked like it could have been a good fight, they managed to save that Doom out of the clutches of Duel for once. But they turn it around once again. This Dazzle is so annoying.
That's the Dazzle effect, right? If you can't ever get on top of him in these fights, like, it's such an annoying hero. I actually hate this hero. It's so irritating, and it was a really, really, really nice save on the Legion Commander. I was like watching her just kite around, and yeah, I mean AoE Dispel maybe would have helped, but at the very least you're keeping yourself alive, and again, Doom buyback is expended, sir.
Yeah, I mean, you take a look at the buyback status of the entire side of the Radiant, right? The only one who doesn't have it is Boo Boo, who's been using these all willy-nilly, but he's able to kind of get the position for his team. Oh, Black Prince, he could get caught here. Here comes the refresh. He gets to jump off in time. Where's the vision? It's not there. Oh, that was scary. If they picked off that Monkey King, he doesn't have buyback for 2 minutes. It would more than likely been the game there. I don't know how they hold. Slimy Ball just a bit off the mark with that blink.
Unfortunate. Such a big kill that you like. You're kind of dying for that monkey kill because it's just so important for their draft, right? And he's getting Aghanim now, which is a little odd to me.
Yeah, I mean, it just feels like
you want to have Mjolnir now.
I think it's just a bit awkward because at this point you don't like it must feel so frustrating, right? You're trying so hard to do the damage, but you just don't know what's gonna win you. Oh, they need to be careful here. Yeah, but I think it's more of a case of he doesn't know what's gonna win him the game at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and that's fair. This game state is really rough.
Yeah, this game state is so painful. I don't know either. I really think they need to keep Yoga Pants and General Kenobi alive. These supports, their growth has been so stunted, but the control they bring is so important to the team. So far, it's been like they've just continuously been jumped by this Spectre and there isn't any response. And it's so hard to play this game.
It's like Spectre, right?
This game is sort of devolving. Dude, this is kind of devolving into like a whole like Heaven's Helmet break Linkins and then who can get like the Duel or Doom or the Dragon Tail stun or the Hex off first.
Yeah. It's pretty nice. Okay. Doom adds this game. I didn't see this before, but it feels like he's kind of struggling to get Doom off, right? I don't know how much that changes him.
He is absolutely not getting Duel off in these fights. I feel like they need to make sure the Linkins pop. They need to be so careful and Black Prince immediately jumps out. That could have been disaster again. Oh, this is so scary. They have nice vision control outside their base though with this ward here and this ward here. But not really being able to do much with it. They don't have nearly enough kind of instant like pick off without putting themselves in danger, right? Because this LC can basically kill. Okay, you should see here, they ping it out. Spotted by a ward is Slimy Ball. Let's get back out, but DD again. And the Roche is only going to be up potentially in 2 minutes, so I don't know, like they're just kind of waiting around, waiting for a mistake, it seems, from TB.
Yeah, I mean, you have no reason to play it faster, right?
That's true.
If you're going to be constantly scaling.
This is something you're familiar with, right? The choke.
Yeah, you choke map, get more farm, and eventually you'll just have such a big lead that you just end the game, right?
Yeah, and I mean, even though the Spirit Breaker has been position 4, right? Like, really starting to scale up and show why this hero is picked up so often, right? Like, the Never Strike breaking as well, and the magic immunity is so annoying. Now working towards that BKB, and he's been such a thorn in their side. Like, even though he's had to kind of sack himself a little during the course of the game to try and make things happen, it's more than kind of paid off, right?
Okay, so Monkey King has gone for Mjolnir. drop it. But I like this because I think your main win condition is locking someone down in Wukongs. I think that is what you're playing around for Dara this game, because Monkey King, if you're trying to fight, like, just right-click people, I think you just get president.
Oh, Slimy cancels the... That's Black Prince dead! That's Black Prince out with buyback, but the TP's a little late. I feel like we saw that happen in slow motion. Nirvana as well! But the Lincolns is there. Oh, thank God. That could have been a disaster. They still have the buyback to work with. We've seen the last time. RC4 don't respect the buybacks on the side of Tembusu, and they had to pay the price for it, but now they have to be wary. The buyback's out immediately. Do they back off? RC4 started to tank a bit of damage from that Dragonite, but here comes the Horn. They have eyes on all of the side of Tembu, and there's no initiation available. They're gonna have to back off. The Spectre Horn Illusion's doing a bit too much damage, and Black Prince not able to find the angle for the jump. He's still trying to find one again though. The ping's out, they see him. Not like this, the stun and the cancel onto the Lincolns, the charge out. They're popping Lincolns onto him, they're trying to get him out. But this Monkey King falling so low. As soon as he gets spotted, he's gonna get scythed. And here it comes, the duel out as well. All the spells coming out. The Dazzle accidentally engraving himself though, but all the cores falling low. Now it's death for the Spirit Breaker as well as the LC, but he's gonna buy back. And it looks like TB, they're starting to do it, but they're falling so low. Gotham Chest doing so much damage with that Heart Stopper as well as the Death Pulse. I'm like losing my breath here because the side of RC4, they've just somehow managed to strong arm it back into their favor. It looked like Tembu were in trouble with their Monkey King dying, but so much damage, like we said, once the support, if the supports can stay alive, they can do so much, and they show it right there.
It was so close to being an absolute disaster for RC4.
Okay, they're trying to go forward, level death, Ice Path as well. But notice, oh, this guy is so damn tanky. They slightly misplaced the Liquid Frost as well. And I think so, like that moment of absolute panic, I felt it as well. And Dazzle did for sure. Actually, engraving himself there could have been the difference maker to save his cause and put them in a better position in the fight, but I don't blame him. That is such a hectic fight.
Yeah, that fight had so many things happening. I think the biggest reason why it kind of went a little bit pear-shaped for RC4 is you had the duel, but you had two heroes sitting on top of the Macropire for Jakiro and the Monkey Ring.
Yeah.
So much damage.
And now they're just gonna hit straight to Roche. I mean, yeah, the side of Tembu, they can't really look to get out without their Monkey King Black Prince scouting out the area for them, and they're just gonna get another Roche. Once again, there's this Aghanim's upgrade. Who's gonna take it? Oh? Yeah, it is gonna be Gotham Chess. So I really like this move. I think the Necro Aghanims is quite underrated. But oh, look at this Necro. He's just stacked in terms of items.
Yeah, considering how pear-shaped his ligaments, he is top net worth after that Ag's blessing.
Yeah,
that's pretty sick.
I mean, this guy.
It's your 5 items. Let's go.
Pirate Hat. We've reached the 60-minute mark in the very first game of the day. What the hell? How am I gonna do like what 10 hours of this? It's gonna be insane, but. I mean, this is exactly what we came to see today. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. We got Fallen Skies coming out of both ends here. We have to see what other crazy items they get. Yeah, Seer Stone for Radiant. I don't know how good that is, but probably for the Dazzle, it's gonna be immense.
They put it on the Necro first.
Okay, I don't mind it. I don't mind it because you can kind of cast this further. I don't know. To be honest, I can't give you an answer. But I mean, mana regen. I don't know. Yeah, I have no clue.
That one, it seems a little bit weird to me, but they might be.
Ooh, Giant's Ring for minimal though. He's gonna be stomping around
with
that
enough for Radiance. That's huge.
Yeah, Fallen Sky for this Doom as well though. But yeah, the Spectre going for Fallen Sky. They're still kind of giving the Dazzle Aesthetics cap though. I believe there was a Book of the Dead picked up, but I don't know who's gonna be the one to take that.
Dazzle can take it because he gets the quota reduction for the Necro, which is useful. But I think he wants I think he really wants Seer Stone.
Yeah, wait, I'm confused. Don't you just take Pirate Hat on LC instead of Leveler? Like, it's just straight up better, right?
Yep. He's just gonna stop it eventually.
Because the thing is, you don't need the bonus building damage with how much dual victory damage you have. It's kind of nutty. I think at this point it's like sort of overkill, right?
Yeah, definitely agree. They put the X Machina on the Barra as well, so... I mean, double disarm is cute, but...
It might be the
necessary in
double
this game?
BKB
I'm
that
not
he
sure.
wants, or maybe just the armor that they're looking at. But I believe there's an Arcanist armor somewhere. They don't actually take it though. Interesting.
On the side
Yeah.
of Radiance?
Yeah. Like, no, Daya has an Arcanist armor.
Oh.
Okay, no, I'm high.
That's huge, no?
Okay, wait, they are pushing towards the high ground now. The Horn Illusion's coming in, but now we're into 60-minute madness. They're just poking away at these long-forgotten Necro creeps.
Dude, look how big this dragon is.
Oh. Wait, the BKB4 is trying to find somebody though. But okay, slightly misplaces it. Heaven's Halberd out. The duel not on the mark there. Tries to throw it out onto this Dragon Knight, but thinks better of it. And opts to walk away instead. They don't want to give away free duel damage. Saw the entire side of Tembu waiting for her and just turned tail and ran. I think Slimy Ball wanted to get the duel onto Nirvana, broke the Linkins with the Heaven's Halberd, right? But oh, that's all. Now getting caught out a little bit. Lotus Hop is there though. Slimy Ball, they see him with the charge vision. You need to be so careful. They could get him here. The charge through onto 3. That's a good fight. That's a good way to start the fight. A Hex as well. Poison touch onto Minimal. And Yoga Pants already falling so low. Black Prince, you have the Wukong's command out. But Scythe is down. And that's the Monkey King out. Refreshers and Minimal is down as well. One fell swoop. That's all it takes for RC4 to clean it up. The tips are out. The buybacks too. But they can't save their Doom. This Yoga Pants Shadow Shaman trying to come back in to do what he can. The Doom has buyback as well. But essentially, for all intents and purposes, it's going to be a 4v5. As Aegis is still up, Cheese is still up. They use that Refresher Scythe to perfection. Take out both of the most important heroes on the side of the Dire in one fell swoop. And the story of this game, time and time again, Black Prince. You can't be jumping around on those trees like that.
So confident that they're not going to catch him on the trees because they just have no vision, but when you get charged, that is your vision. And he gets caught out. That's the 3rd time, right?
Yeah, Minimal, he's gonna try and come forward, do what he can, but hexed up immediately by that poison touch. BKB as well, and they broke him up. The duel is there. They have so much damage, and that's the DK down. 3 left on the side of Tembu. But what can you do at this point? You're starting to fall a little low. Yoga Pants as well with the shackles out, but Nirvana, that's the Doom falling low. That's the buyback as well, and the GG is most likely going to be dropped here as they proceed to clean up the rest of the side of Tembu. And my God, RC4. It looked a bit dicey for them at times, but they know exactly what they need to do. And they are gonna secure game 1 of the ICG round robin. What a game.
65-minute win. That is insane. First game of the day. That's intense. That's really intense. Incredibly well played and really, really nice ability to find these pickoffs. And we said they lacked damage, right? But with the way those lanes went, it never once felt like they were missing damage to kill heroes, especially with the Legion Commander duel.
Absolutely. What a game to start us off, Chill. Could you have asked for anything better? I could not. That's insane.
That was insane.
Like I was questioning the LC, right? I'm like, yo, what is going on with this pick? But they just make it look beautiful. Like Slimy Ball, no fear whatsoever, just chats up and just ruins their day.
That was really, really well played from Slimy.
Let's take a look at the scoreboard real quick. Is there anything particularly you want to look at as I scroll through very quickly?
Building damage on Legion, 13,000.
Yeah, the primary tower hitter, no fear whatsoever, and really such an integral part. And we were talking about it this entire game, right? It's really Nirvana and the battle between Nirvana and Slimy Ball, whoever gets their abilities off first. But I feel like as time went on, it was harder and harder for Minimal to really kind of impact the fights in the way that, like, you know, the LC can, in the way the Necro can, because there's so much defensive and offensive potential as well. But the Dragon Knight, he's kind of forced to just kind of stand there and hit, but with so much sustain and tankiness from the side of RC4, he can't really do much.
It's just so difficult for DK to do much, because I don't know, the Necroforce I think was instrumental for that, to be able to shut him down when he's supposed to be this massive, like, force that's just super tanky, pops himself in front of you, just hits you all the time. But
yeah,
it's hard to do that against a Necro because there's so much sustain. You get Ghost Sceptered, you get Scythe, you have this constant HP percentage damage that just absolutely ruins people with any tanking ability whatsoever. Like, you have Dragon's Blood regen, but it doesn't help against Heartstopper. It's too much damage.
Yeah. I mean, it really was the story of just like all of them just getting completely gimped, right? Even though they don't have a good teamfight lineup, they just got picked off so fast, and from there it's so hard to do anything. Like, just get melted in an instant. It's so hard. Okay, wait, let me just check. Yeah, but man, what a game to start us off with. Really, honestly speaking, I have to give the MVP to this Dazzle and this LC. Like, I feel like they... Actually, I can't even say that. Like, I feel like everybody on RC4 just played so well together.
Everybody did their part.
Yeah, like, the only few fumbles that we saw was when they kind of, like, just got chain stunned and caught out by the side of Tembu with the nice disable stunts, like chain disables, right? But apart from that, everybody was on the ball. Like, it felt like they were moving as a unit and they knew exactly what they needed to do. So, I mean, with that said, that is going to be our first game completed. RC4 managed to take it out over Tembu, so I'm gonna swap it back over to the caster camera over here.